Hello everyone, Caracas here, bringing you a PES wishlist video once again. We're approaching that time of the year when we are expecting news about the new game. Now, just like in last year's video, we first have to talk a bit about the current situation at Konami. So as you know, they had quite an exciting year last year. All the storm and scandal ended with a few resignations, a cancelled game and a lot of controversial decisions, one of them being the fact that they decided to focus on pachinkos, a sort of slot machine, and that the only video game franchise they'd keep working on will be the Pro Evolution Soccer series. While this is definitely bad news for fans of the Castlevania Metal Gear series, it could be good news for us, fans of this football simulator. I've been disappointed many times by Konami regarding PES in recent years, so I'm still reserving my enthusiasm concerning the future of this series. Sure, a lot of things have been improved in recent years, but there is still room for a lot more, and I will try to cover these aspects in this video. So, from now on, Konami will work solely on PES. Sounds good. I hope they'll now have time to fully integrate the Fox engine because, let's be honest, PES isn't using it to its full capacity. Oh, but wait, back to that talk. What will happen with the Fox engine? It was created by Kojima Productions for Konami, so I can only wonder, does their disputes affect this engine standing or will Konami be able to continue using it? I'd rather go with the second option because otherwise I think we would have already known about any change regarding the engine that will be behind the next PES game. Also, a complete change of the game's engine would have been a decision needed taken much longer ago. So, like I said before, I hope they will now have enough time and manpower to fully adapt PES to the Fox engine, or the other way around. And when I say this, I am first of all talking about the graphics. I'd love to see more details in the lighting, in the shadows. I'd like to have more max start times. Let us choose this and make the lighting and shadows reflect that. FIFA 16 has added a great deal of different weather types. This kind of details make the game immersive. There's regular rain, showers, hazy weather, flurries, regular snow and my personal favorite, the fog. It looks great, not too much so it gets in the way of the gameplay, just enough to make it realistic. Dynamic weather was a nice touch in PES 2016. I liked how it can either slowly start raining during a match or stop raining towards the end. But my big question is, where is the snow? Why can't there be snow in PES? I want snow, I need snow, and it definitely has to influence gameplay. Slower style of play, harder to pass, harder to shoot, the ball being heavier. I mean, come on, during a Master League or League season, you'd only encounter this for like a couple of months. Or put it like this, why did the old games have snow and this new, very praised engine cannot? I don't actually think this is an engine-based restriction. I really do like the Fox engine, it can achieve great results and it's very well optimized. I won't refer to the subject of licenses again. I really lost all hope that they'll add any new competition in the game. Maybe they'll add a few more licensed European teams. It's great that they have the UEFA competitions, the FC Champions League and the South American competitions licensed. But I can only wonder, for instance, Manchester United. It's the only team from the Premier League that is officially licensed. I have no idea when will it happen, but this license will expire at some point. And then what? Will it become Man Red? Will there really be no officially licensed Premier League team in the game at all? I don't know what will happen, like I said earlier. It's great that they have the UEFA Champions League license, but it's really annoying when about 30% of the teams are unlicensed. Sure, as we all know, the teams and all players can be easily fixed with mods, patches or even within the in-game editor, but I still find it to be an annoying issue. Speaking of the editor, well, need I say it again? I miss the Stadium creators so much. I think it would have been amazing under the Fox engine. Let's still hope they'll bring it back and make it bigger, better and of course more detailed. That is my burning wish, but I also hope that the player and team editors get a revamp. We need something more detailed, something that will give us more opportunities to be creative and spend countless hours into. Give us precise control over the body's characteristics, the face, the hair, let us modify the tiniest details possible. Speaking of which, I'd like it if they'd give us the option to add leagues and teams into the game instead of modifying pre-existing fake teams. Imagine if you'd want to create a region-specific league. You could structure it like a South American league or something like that. Imagine if you could choose the number of teams, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18 or 20. Imagine you have complete freedom over this league, organize it the way you want. You could create every single club the way you'd like. The name, crest, budgets, etc. This is where a detailed stadium creator would come in handy. you could create a unique stadium for each and every team. In a way, this would simplify the process that I like to call self-patching. You know, when you're editing one of these fictional teams to add the Bundesliga before any official patch comes out. But there's also a different aspect. I myself love to create a fictional league with my own fictional teams. I created the names, the badges, the players, the stadiums back in PES 2013 when that was possible, pretty much everything. It's a tradition that I've held on to since I think PES 2008. I love to do that and I'm sure many other people do this. So a detailed competition / team creator would be fantastic. And if the stadium creator cannot be brought back, I just can't resist referring to this subject again, because of the licensing issues that was stated a while ago, why not create a bunch of generic stadiums to reflect different regions and league levels? Make smaller stadiums for the second tier teams, sort them in 3 sizes, small, medium and large stadiums. FIFA has a great selection of fake stadiums. Okay, let's move on now. Kits. I like how kits look right now, good textures, details, all that, but once more I have to bring up something I mentioned in my last year's video, cloth simulation. Why did they completely remove it? Sure, maybe it was a bit exaggerated in PES 2014, but why not just tweak that? Why completely remove the effect? It looks as if they're wearing cardboard kits, they look cartoonish actually and break the immersion. Take a look at just a few PES 2014 screenshots and you'll see how much more lifelike they used to be. The players' bodies and kits should be independent. Besides this aspect, they definitely need to add new designs for the kit editor. I mentioned this in last year's video as well, but it's even more topical right now with the implementation of new designs in football kits. First thing that comes to mind is the way Adidas has moved the legendary 3 stripes design from the sleeves to the sides of the short. It isn't going to be used on all of their kits, but we really need to see that in PES 2017 alongside many other new designs. After all, they've been the same since PES 2008. I still think that a boot and ball editor would be really awesome, but once more, I'll set my expectations low since they removed a great feature like the stadium editor. Okay, I swear this will be the last time I refer to this. Another cool thing that they could add would be a custom soundtrack option. Yes, I know that you can already select which songs you want to be played and which ones you don't, but I'm talking about the real deal. Allow us to import our own music and customize it the way we want, meaning that we get an option to choose on which menus we'd like to hear certain songs and maybe even which songs are played on the stadium at halftime and after the match ends. By the way, this is one thing I truly enjoy in PES. It's immersive and it doesn't break the atmosphere. The fact that you can hear music with echo just like you'd hear it on a real stadium during halftime. What I'm about to say right now might sound like a stupid little thing that I want added, but it plays another big part in the immersion factor. Coin toss. Coin toss before the match. It's always the same. Players stepping on the field, shaking hands, warming up, starting lineups on the screen, shots on the ball in the players' feet and kickoff. Konami, there's something that we desperately need to make this series great again. Diversity. I'm now going to show you an example with no added commentary by me. Replays are another aspect that's been driving me crazy for the past couple of years. Why are they so slow and long? Here's an example I've encountered recently. I propose 2 options to fix this. One would be an instant replay button. After you've committed a foul or missed a shot, during the time the cutscene after the event plays, imagine there's a press X button for replay in the top right corner of the screen. You can choose to watch a replay, otherwise if you do not press the button at all, there will simply be no replay to watch. The other one would be to keep the same formula as now, but speed them up and shorten them. Have the first replay be played at normal speed, same as the game, and the second one slowed down a bit and that's it. There's no need to watch a player running through half of the pitch until he gets in the box. And there's definitely no need to automatically take us to the instant replay menu. We can access that ourselves from the game's pause menu. Seriously, it's tedious to see through 2 long replays and then also be thrown in the instant replay thing. Sure, you can skip all of that, but you have to smash the start button like crazy. There's a lot to skip. If they copied FIFA's celebration system, they could copy another great thing from that game, the instant replay button. Play the replays like I said earlier and just give me the option to access that menu if I want to watch them in more detail or save them. Also, just get rid of the black screens between the scenes, okay? I can't believe that a game in 2016 makes me stare at a black screen until it loads the next thing. And also, that unexplainable frame freeze before replays, what's up with that? Or even worse, there's a loading screen before substitutions, what's up with that? It makes me feel like I'm playing a PS1 title. In FIFA, all transitions are seamless. In PES, not even the throw-ins are like that all the time. Sometimes, if the player's close to the ball, he'll walk up to it and pick it up. Otherwise, you'll get another frame freeze. It's driving me nuts to see the game freezing so many times, it's like I have an underpowered system. Speaking of the celebration system, it was nice to have that added, but it doesn't feel complete. There are only so many moves you can execute and it almost becomes pointless when you realize that the scripted celebrations will play afterwards anyway. So we definitely need new animations in this regard. It gets so repetitive to watch the same celebrations 100 of times, and I'm not talking about goal celebrations only. Award ceremonies are always the same. You could win 5 different competitions with 5 different teams and you'll see the same animations at the end of them. Once more, diversity, Konami. I want to see the players getting medals. I want to see them, I don't know, taking selfies until the trophy is awarded. Surprise us with things that are realistic and aren't so repetitive. Of course, it's a video game and resources have to be limited somehow, but don't make me watch the same thing over and over again. Okay, so now I'll try to depart from the artistic and presentation side of the game and try to move on to more serious business. Gameplay. I don't even know where to start with. I think animations. They're a crucial part of making any game more believable. Right now, PES is kind of lacking in this sector. We need a whole new batch of animations added. Contextual animations, transitioning animations, get rid of the horrible skating/sliding effect. Where's the foot planting? Because of the animations, sometimes I don't even feel like I'm controlling my players. I don't know if you noticed, but once you start sprinting, your player is locked in a looped animation. It's hard to stop him, it's hard to dribble, and most of the time you'll run into a defender because of that. I know it's hard work, but for a full price game you have to add as many things as possible. I'm not sure if you're familiar with this theory, but it does stand out when you think about it. The PES 3-year cycle. It means that once every 3 years they create a base from which to work upon for the next 2 games. After PES 6, we had a change in the game's engine. PES 2010 was an improved PES 2009, which in turn was an improved PES 2008. Throughout these 3 games, we could notice that the animations, graphics, presentation, etc. were all pretty much the same, it's just that the gameplay was gradually improved. Then, moving on, another big change happened with PES 2011. New animations, new gameplay system, a lot of new things added. Then, PES 2012 got better, and then PES 2013 became arguably the best game in the series of this decade. Afterwards, another major change. The game was completely revamped for PES 2014, the new Fox engine meant new graphics, new animations, new gameplay, new collision system, new physics, and an overall brand new feel to the game. It was great, the things that it got right were amazing. Of course, there were also a lot of things that didn't work out so well, which, for many, made this game unplayable, myself included. But it was a brand new engine, those things were understandable and the game got a lot of patching throughout time. PES 2015 was next and the list of fixes for this game was huge. It even looked a bit different, although powered by the same engine. Just try it yourself, play a match in PES 2014 and then PES 2015. I don't know how to explain this exactly, but you'll notice the difference. The lighting was striking first and the colors seemed a bit off and washed out. Of course, the faces and the kits and all that were still looking good, after all that is PES's trademark. But the gameplay was much better, even if it still got some things wrong. No game is perfect, right? But the base of the game felt similar to PES 2014. So then PES 2016 of course improved even further and still felt like an improved PES 2014. Do you see what I mean? It seems that this theory has some truth to it and we could actually experience it ourselves by playing each new release year after year. But if they're following the same plan, this time we could be in for big news. PES 2016 ended a 3-year cycle. Can we hope that we will see a much more improved game for PES 2017, one which will be a base to build upon the next 2 releases after it? Sure, we can hope, and of course they are already working on the game. The new game is usually revealed this next month, so for me, June is a very exciting time of the year. At this point, I'd be much more happy and enthused to hear news about a completely redesigned gameplay system more than any other graphical or licensing aspect. So here are a few things that I feel need to be changed regarding gameplay. Defending needs to be better, both for the player and the AI. It's inconstant, sometimes you can easily get past defenders as if they're slipping on their feet, other times it's nearly impossible and the AI often cheats. You can clearly see fouls committed by your opponents and there's no foul given. Sure, that's an issue with refereeing, which has to be much improved as well. Many times I get past defenders so easily that scoring the goal afterwards provides no satisfaction to me. Another thing that I'd like to see is more goal variation. Not just shots to the left or the right of the keeper, but also high shots, low shots, nutmeg shots, chipped shots. I'm of course talking about the AI. I consider the goals that we, the players, can score are quite alright, especially if you're playing on full manual. But with that in mind, I'd still like a revamped shooting system. Make the shots reflect exactly how much power I'm inflicting on the ball. Reaching realism in this aspect comes down once again to animations. This is why I pointed earlier that we need a lot more new animations. Look at 2K sports games. They look fluent and lifelike thanks to a big number of animations. AI demonstrates unrealistic good vision on the field and instantly makes decisions, most of which are correct. The AI needs to feel more human as well, should make mistakes even in passing, not only shooting or crossing. We also need a new collision system urgently. No more scripted animations for tackles and players going down after them. Ragdoll physics could be a solution, but must be used cautiously as we saw in FIFA what kind of humorous results that could imply. Also, where is the shirt pulling? I said this in last year's video as well, and it seems that EA has listened first. Free kicks could be changed. The ball almost always feels like a floaty balloon after taking the shot. And with that, we've reached another subject, ball physics. I don't remember exactly which one, but I think it was PES 2010 or 2011 that got really close to the best ball physics possible. The way it felt perfect. It's good in PES 2016, but can still be much improved. I hope we will one day reach that point where the ball will actually truly feel like a completely different entity. Like at any point you could give it away. I truly want the game to make me feel like I have to give my absolute best to retain possession. It's much too easy to control the ball at high speeds when sprinting. Also, players can easily control the ball even if it's in the air, making it look like it's gravitating towards them. That needs to be fixed, and it also comes down to the ball physics once more. Penalties really have to be improved. The current system is terrible. You can't really hit the ball powerfully like you would in a penalty shootout. The shots are most of the time low and feel more like a pass, and good god, the goalkeepers! Why are they floating to one side or another? They have seen some improvements with the Euro 2016 DLC, but they're still horrible during penalties. I don't understand why there are no diving animations, while actually remaining on their feet. As soon as they lift off, they're like on the moon, just floating to one side or another on the goal line. We need a smarter AI control coach, one which makes decisions based on in-game situations, not just templates. For instance, if he's leading against me 2-1 with 15 minutes left to be played, he should supply the team with 2 strong defenders. Another thing that I mentioned last year, and I will continue to do so until I see it back in the game, controlling the number of supporters attending the match. Remember back in the good old days of PES 6, you could actually choose how many people will be in the stadium? Or at least make it a bit more dynamic. I don't want a full stadium throughout the whole season. The stadiums could be a bit more empty in midweek matches, except Champions League and Europa League of course. The overall pace of the game should be a bit slower. I want the AI to be more aggressive, to put pressure on my team, to make it difficult to create chances and to make me pass around much more. Clipping needs to be addressed as well. I haven't encountered it that much this year, but there are still occurrences when the ball passes through a player's leg or chest. Looks really unprofessional, and I think that in 2016 this can be avoided as much as possible. Center of gravity was a nice touch to the game. We have first seen this in PES 2014, and since it seems that it has been completely removed. This was what I enjoyed the most in that game. Do you remember how realistic the tackles felt back then, when you could lean towards a defender and win the physical battle? Yeah, that should see a return. Please experiment with it again. Crowds, they need to be improved both visually and audibly. The time of pixelated sprites for imaginary humans sitting in the stands should be long gone. To be honest, this has been changed in PES 2016, they sort of look 3D, no more cardboard cutouts, but they could still look much better. Just have a look at FIFA's crowds. The chants need to be more diverse as well. Too many times I'm hearing the same chants over and over again. The ability to mix and match shirts, shorts and socks from available kits. It's often used in real football to avoid color confusion between teams, and I'd love to see that actually return in the game because it was already a nice feature in the older ones. I'd like to see the referees' names from now on. Even if fictional, it doesn't matter because we don't really know who's leading the matches right now. Speaking of which, referees, they still need much work to be done. I'm not gonna go into details as I have already talked a bit about them earlier, but they need to be more intelligent, they need to give penalties because in Become a Legend and Master League I barely if ever get any penalties and so on. If you're playing the game, you know what needs to be changed regarding them. Selection of balls. It's really weird that I cannot use all the balls in exhibition mode. Why is that? I don't see FIFA doing it. Stadiums. Stadiums. I can't stress this enough. PES 2016 only has 16 stadiums. Enough said. And last but not least, I hope that for the upcoming game, and if they'll also follow the 3-year cycle rule that we talked about earlier, they'll finally drop the last gen versions. Okay, well, that's not actually my point. I just hope that they will properly port the game on PC. Either they drop the last gen versions so they have no other choice, or keep making the game both for Xbox 360 and PS3 but port the PS4/Xbox One game on PC. I just want everyone to get a fair chance at playing the best possible version of the game. PC players have been punished enough so far and this is only hurting their sales. I don't know if they want to reach a point where they'll have an excuse not to release the game on PC anymore, but I hope that's not the case. Anyway, this is pretty much it for this video. I can't think of anything else right now and I'm sure I missed a lot of things, so this is why you should feel free to leave a comment below with what you'd like to see added or changed for the upcoming game. We should expect news next month as usual, and of course Gamescom in August. I kind of miss PES being at E3. Maybe since from now on this will be their only game series, it could be time to bring back PES at E3. So thank you for watching, drop a like down below if you have enjoyed this video, subscribe if you are new to the channel and you'd like to be updated with the latest PES 2017 and FIFA 17 news. Of course, as soon as we'll get the first details about the upcoming games, we'll discuss them here. And not to mention gameplay videos and trailer analysis and such things. Also, if you'd like, you could check out my current running PES 2016 series, Euro 2016, if you click right here. I hope to see you next time as well. Until then, take care.